Just before the initial products for Thrilljoy went on sale, I did a video sharing my thoughts about what the company had revealed, what was going to be available with that initial launch. And I decided I wanted to come back and talk about Thrilljoy again because my feelings about the company have changed some, and it is based on some of the changes that they have made as a company. So yeah, that's going to be the focus of this video. Now, I want to start off with focusing on how they have adjusted their products. Now, initially, I wasn't crazy about the Pics because they had that, sort of picture style. They're like in a frame, and they still do make that product, but it seems like now they're focusing on calling that their Panoramics line. Now, when they say Pics, they're talking about just the figures individually at this point, which I think is a good idea to do. And initially I had some mixed feelings about the look of the figures. I thought they looked too similar to Funko Pops, and they still do somewhat, but I think the look of these figures has grown on me some. Now, like with Funko Pops, sometimes it doesn't work for every character as well as it works for some others, but like I said, I think overall the look of their figures have grown on me. So again, they do have the Pics now, which are individual figures. They're not in the frame, that kind of bulky packaging and everything, and I'll get to the Pics in a moment here. But they also have now pixel figures, which are basically mystery boxes, and these are smaller figures that are 2.5 inches. Now, I noticed that there's I guess an error on the website with the dimensions of their different figures. Maybe that's because they're in the process of changing some things around, but I'm pretty sure that the pixel figures are like 2.5 inches. I actually saw videos where somebody was handling them, and they actually do come in the little boxes that you see there in the upper right, so you can kind of stack those boxes together. So it is like a mini version of the Panoramics basically. But yeah, I like the fact that they are doing those smaller boxes like that, and the pixels do run for $13 each, which if you've been in stores recently, you know, when it comes to blind boxes, that's kind of getting to be like a standard price basically. I know some people will look at that and say, well, that's about the price of a Funko Pop, but actually Funko Pops have gone up recently to where they're like around 15 bucks. So, you know, to me, I think overall $13 for what you're getting there, I think that's reasonable enough. Now, some of the Pics are already sold out with Thrilljoy. I think all the Pixels are available at this time, but some of the Pics have sold out, but these are more widely available now. You can check with different online retailers, including V-Rare, Toy Temple, Chalice Collectibles. There might be some others that I just haven't spotted yet. You can kind of look around and just go with the retailer that you trust. So if you can't find something available directly on Thrilljoy's website, like I said, look around and see if you can find that elsewhere. Now, the Thrilljoy website, like I was saying, it does have the Pics, the Pixel, the Panoramics, which is like that original line of products that they showed us all and that did become available. They also still have the Mega Pics. I'll talk about at least one of those in this video, and they still have apparel as well, you know, hats and shirts and things like that. So you can check out the website to see the full line of products. I'm not going to share every single thing that they have within this video. You just saw the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle set of Pixels, and here is the Beetlejuice set. I really do like the look of these. There are 3 different variants of Beetlejuice, and really there is a 4th technically, because if you look at the side of the box, there is a silhouette of Beetlejuice and it does say secret figure. I'm not actually sure what that 4th variant is. If you know anything about it, feel free to share that in the comments. But yeah, some people might say, you know, it'd be nice if there were more characters in the mix here, and who knows, maybe they will do some more in the future. But beyond the Beetlejuice figures, of course, there is the Sandworm, Lydia Dietz, and Miss Argentina. I really like Miss Argentina. So yeah, overall, I'm happy with this set here. I don't think I'm going to go for it, at least not right away, but I do like the look of these though. I think they are pretty cool looking. Definitely want to know your opinion on these, especially if you are a Beetlejuice fan. Now, the set that I am much more interested in is the Corpse Bride set. And by the way, with the Pixels, you can buy them as individual boxes, of course, or you can actually order a case, and it really doesn't make a difference in price, at least not from what I have seen. But with the Corpse Bride ones, I could definitely see going for a case. I would like to actually get all of these. You see, of course, that there are 2 versions of Emily, and there actually is a 3rd, which I'll get to in just a moment here. But what they have here, I'm very happy with this set. Of course, they also have Victor, Bone Jangles, Victoria, and Albert. So I think this is a pretty cool set here. And that other Emily figure that I was addressing there, this is a gold variant of Emily. That is just 1 in 108 pieces. That is a very very low variant. They're very short chance of, you know, getting that particular variant. I'm not even worried about it personally. I do think it is cool that there are such rare variants like that with this company. But yeah, I'm just want to get the figures as they are, you know, just the common figures. They look great to me. So I do look forward to adding those to my collection, and that's something I may be ordering very soon here. Focusing on the Pics now, each one does have a chase variant, and some of them have ultra rare variants, which I'll talk about a little bit in just a moment here. They do retail for $20 each, and each one of the figures is just a little bit taller than a Funko Pop. I think just over 5 inches tall. Again, on the website, I don't think they have the correct measurements right now. Maybe they will adjust that soon. And basically, if you have seen the Panoramics, remember that's what they're calling the initial launch figures that they had, the Panoramics. If you've seen one of those before, then you have an idea of how large these figures are. Now, this particular Emily, the Pics version, is 7,500 pieces. The Invader Zim that you see here is 6,000 pieces. These are going to be with Hot Topic box lunch. They do have those particular stickers on them, and they launch 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on Friday, June 20th. So that's really right after some of you are, you know, checking out this video. Now, of course, I already said with the Corpse Bride, I would like the Pixel figures, but I could see getting the Pics here as well, and also adding that to my collection. I do see myself going for that particular one. You could check online. You can call your local Hot Topic or box lunch, see if they're going to have these in stores, because honestly, I'm not really sure right now. I have seen the Panoramics in store at box lunch and Hot Topic previously, but I'm not so sure about these. So like I said, you might want to call and check, or even check their social media, because they might be advertising, you know, if they're going to have these figures in store. But regardless, you know, you should have a good chance at going for these if you are interested in them. And then there is another figure that also has that Hot Topic box lunch sticker on it. We have here Froto, of course, from Lord of the Rings. He's limited to 7,500 pieces. He does have that standard 1 in 6 chase. Then there's also a 1 of 1 invisible variant, and I think that's really crazy that they would have any 1 of 1 variants. I don't think it's the first time this company has done that. I can't recall what the other character was. You can remind me if you know in the comments, of course. But this one, I don't think it has been available yet. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. This might be another one you want to check for on the 20th. In fact, just in general, if you're interested in Thrilljoy, make sure that you're checking the websites on the 20th to see what is available. But yeah, this one, like I said, if you know more than I do, please fill me in on that one. And then with the Leonardo, this one has definitely been available previously, but Thrilljoy is putting it out there. I actually saw this on their Instagram account that they are going to have a small restock this Friday, again, June 20th. And with this one, there is a chase, and the chase is actually Casey Jones. And I said in that initial Thrilljoy video that I'm not so sure how I feel about chase variants being other characters altogether, and I'm still not sure how I really feel about that. You all let me know what you think about that. I definitely like the look of Casey Jones, but him being limited as a chase, I'm just not sure how I feel about that. And then they have a super chase, which is actually Krang, even more limited. There are only 96 of him, 96 pieces. So yeah, like I said, definitely let me know your thoughts about how they're doing some of these chase figures here. Another figure that you can be on the lookout for this Friday, June 20th, if you're watching this, you know, right away this Friday, Annabelle, 6,000 pieces. She's actually already available for pre-order directly on the Thrilljoy website. So if you're really interested in that one, go ahead and get your order in. And she has a blood splattered chase variant, and that's a standard chase, 1 in 6 chance added. Some other figures here that you can go ahead and put in orders for do include Mojo Jojo. He is 6,000 pieces, Lion-O 5,000 pieces, and Gizmo 5,000 pieces. And Gizmo is yet another character where the chase is actually a different character. It's actually the stripes chase there. So yeah, again, let me know what you think about that. But yeah, these figures here, the Mojo Jojo, Lion-O, Gizmo, those are definitely available with different retailers. So like I said, if they're not available with Thrilljoy directly, then check with another retailer. Part of the reason I wanted to do this video as well is because I saw this Joker and I was like, yeah, I really like the look of that Joker. Definitely one I want to add to my collection. And I initially looked on Thrilljoy's website. It was sold out there. I was a little bit disheartened by that, but then I did see that it is listed with other retailers. So I am about to get my order in for that. And the chase variant is basically just him without the jacket on, so you get a better look at the vest he is wearing there. You also see, of course, that they do have Victor from Corpse Bride and The Chase, again, a different character there. They actually had Bone Jangles as the Chase variant with him. They have this pretty awesome Gillman figure here, you know, the creature from the Black Lagoon. The 1/6 Chase variant is like a grayscale, or, you know, some people may say black and white variant of him. And then they have a Super Chase for Gillman, which is just 48 pieces, very small count there. Something else that motivated me to make this video, they do have He-Man on the way. Now, they did do Skeletor already. They did him as a Panoramics, and I still stay true to what I said before about Skeletor. I don't think this look works especially well for him. You know, the Pics looks, I'm not super crazy about that Skeletor, and I don't think I would want him as a Panoramics. But I do like the look of this He-Man figure here, so I'm definitely going to be going for this as well. There is a 1/6 Chase variant of the Faker He-Man, and then a 96-piece Super Chase of the Slime Pit He-Man. Now, if I were to get either one of those Chase variants, I would be happy, but at the same time, I still want that common He-Man. I like the look of that figure, so definitely got to add that to my collection. Got to add that Joker to my collection as well. Now, I did want to look at one Mega Pics here with you all. They do have another one on the website right now. It's one that's been available for a while and is based off of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. But you see this one here is, of course, focusing on Beavis and Butthead. And it's kind of interesting what they decided to do here with it. So you see the character, he actually is dressed up like the characters the way that they would be when they're working at Burger World. But then he's actually holding figures of Beavis and Butthead in his hands. And you can switch out the hands, of course, because he does have the Burger World bag there also. And then with the Chase variant, I do like what they did here with the Chase variant. He has the roll of toilet paper, and then he has Cornholio that he can hold in his hand as well. Now, I'm still not crazy about the price with these. The Mega Pics do retail for $125. And the mascot Blue still has not grown on me right now. I'm not really into this mascot. Share your own opinions about him, you know, feel free to do that. But yeah, I don't see myself going for a Mega Pics right now. I don't know if they're all going to be focused on the character Blue or if they're going to mix it up at all. You know, we'll see what happens with that eventually, but I just thought I would share this one with you all just to show you what they're doing with this if you hadn't seen it. And as far as the Panoramics are concerned, like I said initially, I think these were just called Pics. And again, feel free to correct me if I'm wrong about that, but I think that's the way it was. In fact, when you look right here on the screen, they just say Pics. So I think this is a change that has been made. These still retail for $50 each. You see some of the recent ones here. They did do Mozart, Salvador Dali, Marie Antoinette, Ron Weasley, Luna Lovegood, you know, and there's some more here in the mix, of course. And you can go to the website and check out the full selection to see what is available. Each one does have a Chase, and some of them do have even rarer variants in the mix there. But the $50 price, and then with how bulky these are, I just don't really see myself getting into these so much. Now, I do actually have another one that has been sitting around in my home that I didn't share with you all. This is another one that I bought during that initial launch. I did already share previously the Mars Attacks alien soldier that I got. I did share that on the channel previously, but I'm going to share the other Panoramics that I have here with you all. And like I said, I just don't know if I'll be going for any more of these in the future. When you order one of these, you learn pretty quickly whether or not you have the Chase. And with this one, I did not get the Chase, and that's all right. I didn't get it with the alien soldier either, but not really stressing that. So you see that this is Vango. I thought it was very cool that they did Vango. There's actually a Funko Pop of him as well, which I never added to my collection. Maybe I'll catch up to that at some point. But yeah, I really do like the look of this. Now, the Chase is him with the hat on. I think it does look a little bit cooler when he has the hat on, but I'm not stressing over that though. So this one is actually 3,000 pieces, which is you know, still kind of a low count there. But like I've said before about this particular product, and you see it does say Pics here. Like I said, I think they switched that up, you know, where the Pics are just the figures now, and this is a Panoramics now. But yeah, regardless though, this is just massive here. I think this is just way too much in terms of packaging. Now, of course, you can take out just the actual you know, portrait type thing right here, that display, and I am going to do that. In fact, let me go ahead and get the plastic off of this. Now, do bear with me as I try to remind myself how to actually get this all the way out. Let me see. I was thinking that you slide it, but maybe not. No, I think there's a flap. Actually, let me show you this real quick. This one does say The Starry Night 1889 on there. Okay, and then yeah, this flips up here, reminding myself of it now. Okay, so this plastic comes off the top. I remember this now with the other one. Okay, go and get that out of the way. Then we do have the you know, collectible card here that comes along with it, which I still don't feel like this is absolutely necessary. You know, some people may consider that a nice touch. It is cool that it does have the number on there. So this is number 1847, which is cool. And of course, it does say Marion there on it. So I will keep up with that. This one, I don't know what's going on there. It looks like it's stained or something, but yeah, not a big deal. Let me go and set that aside and then get out the, I guess you would say, actual Pics here. And of course, there's the plastic in there. Then, you know, still that big old box there, which I don't know, like if people are collecting these, do they actually still keep those, or do they just go ahead and toss that? But yeah, that's just a lot with the packaging there. But yeah, let's take a look at Vango up close here. I do like that he actually has Starry Night back there, and he's got his canvas, of course. He's painting. He's even got some paint on his outfit there. Yeah, so it does look cool, and this honestly doesn't fit anywhere in my collection. Like, I don't have any other artists like this in my collection, but I still really like the look of this. I actually went to a Vango exhibit at Myrtle Beach, and it wasn't the actual paintings, but it was like where they, you know, displayed his artwork on the wall, and it's like in motion and everything. It was a nice kind of chill experience. Overpriced, but of course that's what you get when you go to Myrtle Beach, of course. But yeah, it was still cool to go hang out there and check out the exhibit. Not sure if that's still set up there or not, but yeah, I do like Vango's work. And of course, Starry Night, his most well-known piece, and again it says the Starry Night 1889, got his name at the top. This is a nice frame. Some of the frames really do look nice. When I first saw these, when Thrilljoy first put these out there, they kind of reminded me of like TV sets, but I mean, obviously they're meant to be more like paintings. But when you look at some of them where they have like movie and TV characters in them, that's just what comes to mind. But yeah, nothing really to see, you know, around the back. Of course, it's all just black there, and these are stackable, and you can put it up on the wall if you so choose. But like I said, it doesn't really fit anywhere necessarily in my collection, but I'll figure it out. I'll find a good spot for it. But again, I don't know if I really see myself getting any more of these specifically, but the other things I mentioned in this video I will be adding to my collection. I do want to hear from you now. What are your overall thoughts about Thrilljoy? Do you like the direction that the company is going now with the various products that they have? Are you going to add any of these items to your collection? And if so, which ones are you interested in? Also, what else would you like to see from the company if you are interested in their products? Remember, if you're watching this right away, check with them on Friday the 20th, you know, to see what they got going on. The Annabelle, like I said already, that one you can actually go ahead and put an order in for it, and maybe it'll be ready to ship out on Friday. Maybe that's what they were getting out with that, you know, that particular figure. Remember, the Leonardo goes back up, you know, and so yeah, just check with Thrilljoy, see what they have going on if you are interested. I look forward to reading your comments. Thank you all for taking the time to check this out, and I will talk to you all again real soon.